What is up, Facebook Live? How you doing tonight? Joshua Nego and Heath coming to you live from Dallas, Texas. So tonight, as you can see in the name of this keto kitchen, it's going to be Snickerdoodle cream cookies. So I actually did a poll on this probably about 3 weeks ago to make these, and it just so happened that I couldn't at the time. I have no idea why, but finally 3 weeks later, I'm going to bring it to you guys tonight. So it actually seems super simple to make. There's not a lot of ingredients involved with it. So we'll get the ball rolling here and we'll get this taken care of pretty fast and then show you guys kind of the finished product. Hi, Keller. All right, so first we're going to start with some coconut flour. I know some people, I think, have used almond flour with this before. I'm going to roll with coconut. So we'll see how it turns out when you kind of compare the two a little bit. So let me get a cup of that real fast. All right, perfect. So we got that. So I was going to call for some cinnamon as well too, obviously. So here for the swerve. By the way, if this is your guys' first time ever catching one of my Facebook's lives, please drop in number 1 and where you're coming in from. If you've been a part of these before, which I typically do weekly, hit that little love button down there, and feel free to share it out. Kind of really the reason why I do these specifically is because a lot of people don't think you can do this lifestyle or diet, right? And actually have the ability to have all these foods that you typically enjoyed with your previous way of eating and actually be able to do it now. So it's kind of nice. We're doing some cinnamon next, guys. So let's do that. It's gonna be 2 teaspoons of cinnamon in here. 2, 3, and 4. I was actually, when I was thinking about making these the other week, I was trying to find out when was the last time when was the last time I had a Snickerdoodle cookie, because they're phenomenal. But secondly, how I was even introduced, and I couldn't really remember. I thought maybe it was like a Girl Scout cookie I had before in the past, but I'm not even sure if they've even had Snickerdoodles before, so who knows? All I know is the minute I tasted it, I'm a huge fan of cinnamon and sugar together. So that's kind of how I landed. Obviously my favorite cereal, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and then also Snickerdoodle cookies. All right, so let's get some baking soda here real quick. We're gonna pour that as well. It's also gonna be 1 teaspoon. There we go. All right. We got that. After that, we're gonna add some tartar. And when I first went to the store looking for this stuff, by the way, guys, I thought this was like cream of tartar, something you would use in like soup or something weird. But apparently this is actually used for baking to make stuff rise, apparently. So kind of cool. Something I learned. Again, I learn probably something new every time I do one of these. I feel like you guys usually leave some, oh snap, that's gonna be a little too much, but oh well. You guys usually leave some pretty good knowledge for me, and I usually get some pretty good takeaways regarding either things I can kind of switch up or try differently, all that good stuff. All right, next up we're gonna do our salt here. We're gonna do a half a teaspoon of that. It's gonna be a little bit more, it looks like. Just throw that back in there. No big deal. All right, and after that, so I actually made these earlier today to kind of try them out, even though I didn't get the opportunity to eat them. I used the Swerve granular version. So when I was kind of compacting them, kind of putting them together, they're kind of loose and falling apart. So this time I'm actually going to use the confectioner's version of Swerve and kind of see and try that out. So we'll do a cup of that as well too. Again, if you guys are just hopping on, this is your first time, drop number 1, tell me where you're coming from. Keller is also joining in our Facebook Live tonight, as always. Drop a 2 if you've been here before. I usually do these weekly. And hit that little love button and feel free to share it out. Again, the reason why I do these is because a lot of people don't know you can eat this type of food while on the ketogenic lifestyle or diet, which is kind of cool. What's up, Keller? Just I gotta grab another Swerve real fast. Just bought like 4 bags of this off Amazon. Gotta stay stocked. And by the way, Swerve just released, I don't know how many of you know this, some new chocolate cake mix, vanilla cake mix, waffle and pancake mix, which actually I'll be making tomorrow morning when I come off my fast. And they also released chocolate chip cookie mix as well too. So if you guys haven't seen that yet, I would suggest checking it out. Swerve actually makes some pretty good products. I'm not yet sponsored by them, but I know they're waiting to. So whenever you're ready, Swerve, just let me know, guys. I'm just over here using this every week when I make all these goodies. Not saying what I'm saying. All right. So that is gonna do for the kind of the base of all the dry ingredients. I'll show you here. Like I said earlier, I did it. I used the granular version of Swerve. So this time we're gonna try the confectioner version to see what happens. So I'm just gonna mix this up with a spoon real quick to get all this stuff mixed up. That's butter, by the way, to put in here in a second, so we'll get to that next. All right, see who's all up in here. What's going on, Francine? How are you? Wendy, how are you? You guys doing any desserts tonight? Some of you guys, I'm sure, are probably eating dinner, maybe eating lunch, depending on where you're tuning in from, whether it's here in the U.S. or wherever in the world. You know, last time I did one of these, I had some Aussies on here. All right, man, it smells so good right now. If I could just literally just eat this the way it is. All right, so we'll get all those dry ingredients mixed up. Next up, we're gonna do 2 eggs, a cup of butter, excuse me. And then also going to do a little bit of vanilla in there as well, so. All right, so let's get this butter out real quick. Oh yeah. I'm actually gonna put more butter in that because we're gonna need some additional butter for the whip center, the cream, as what it's calling for. I'm gonna make that next as well, so. We'll throw this in here and just throw this back in the microwave because that's going to be needed next as well again. All right. So, paper towel. As you can see, it's coming along great. So let's crack some eggs and throw them in there. See what we got here. All day, every day, Francine, try my best. All right, so once that's in there, let me grab the vanilla real quick. We're gonna do 2 teaspoons of that. Last but not least, salt, right. All right, so I'm gonna use like I guess this thing's called a dough beater, apparently I was called. So told by my girlfriend Jenny. So we're gonna use that to mix this up real quick. So what I'm gonna do next is it's like a little ice cream, little scooper thing. I scoop it out, keep it like in a ball. Actually have a plate full of the granular swerve and cinnamon to kind of give it that sweet top as well too. So we'll make those real quick. We'll put them on a cookie tray that's outlined in some parchment paper, and then we'll throw in the oven at 350 for roughly about 10 to 15 minutes. We'll do that as well. So let's scoop these bad boys out real fast. Let's get them with the, actually, it's not bad. Much better consistency than last time. Still pretty soft. Feels like regular cookie dough. All right, we'll try this real quick. Yes, so this originally, like I said, the recipe called for granular swerve. I would say substitute it, and I'm gonna put it down in here and substitute that with the confectioner's version of swerve. It comes out much better. The batch I did earlier, I'll show you guys what the cookies look like after I baked them and kind of let them cool down a little bit. They ended up actually kind of crumbling at first a little bit when we went to go make them. So this batch is actually coming together quite well. And by the way, these are supposed to be mini cookies. The recipe says you're supposed to make 72 total. Obviously, then you put two together, it makes 36, right? But not me. I'm doing like normal size cookies with the cream in the middle with another normal size cookie. We're talking like cookie sandwiches here. Might even make like an ice cream sandwich out of one of them maybe, we'll see here. That won't be on this live though, that'll be another time. I just see Brian Stone on here. Hey, whoever asked the recipes, yes, actually we'll have it posted in the comments below, by the way. So it will be on here and will be available as soon as I finish this, I promise. I always put my recipes up. All right. A little more scoop on this one. Whew. I wonder how many cookies we're gonna get out of this. These are some pretty decent size cookies we got going on here. All right. I need to make some more covering for these. Clarissa, how are you? My family from back up north in Maryland. If you're just getting in, watching a little, or making, excuse me, some Snickerdoodle cookies. And they'll have some cream in the middle. What's up, Brittany? How's Australia? Hopefully everything's going good down under. No pun intended, by the way. I actually do mean the place where you're at, Australia. All right. So let's knock these guys out real quick. All right, I'll finish those in a minute. Actually, no, I'm lying. I only got a couple more left to go. So you guys just got to bear with me, deal with it. South Korea. Hey, what's going on, Kathleen? Got people from all over in here tonight. I like it. All right, let's keep rolling this stuff out and this cinnamon and sugar. These are gonna be good. I feel like I could probably make donuts similar to this as well. I'm such a fat kid and love my snacks. I'll forever have a sweet tooth. Thank goodness all these great alternatives are available. All right. I tell you what, doing this while on a fast kind of sucks, but kind of tests your will to eat food as well. Jeez, I cannot wait to get up tomorrow morning and eat these. Well, this isn't going to be the first thing I make, but I'm actually going to make some right after I wrap this up. Going to do some keto overnight no oat oatmeal. So if you guys aren't familiar with that, I've made that a ton of times. I actually have the video up. If you scroll down on my page a little bit, you'll find it. The majority of the ingredients for that is going to be hemp seed. It's going to be chia seeds, coconut milk, a little bit of cinnamon in there, a little bit of water. I believe that's it. Just let it sit for 4 hours or overnight or whatever, and then you're pretty much golden from there. Get up the next morning, or you put pecans in as well. So I do pecans overnight as well, and then in the morning, I actually will garnish it with a couple of blueberries, give it a little bit of taste. I mean, it tastes great regardless without the blueberries, but just adds a little extra flavor to it. And it's kind of crazy because the consistency is the exact same as oatmeal, which before, doing the ketogenic lifestyle, especially in the wintertime, not so much here in Texas, but more so in Maryland, loved eating oatmeal because it's a good breakfast food, kind of get your day started, get you a good full feeling, all that good stuff. Hi, Keller. You like oatmeal too? Or you want some keto no oats oatmeal? She is so crazy. Did you just whistle at a deaf dog?
I did, I'm sorry.
Those of you that don't know, by the way, Keller is our deaf and semi-blind dog.
I'm just so tired.
And Jenny just whistled at Keller.
I'm just tired and I'm hungry. Those look so good.
I need a little bit more cinnamon. Oh no, I'm good. Look how, so I didn't do the mini ones this time, by the way. That's went ham. All right, so I'll smash these out. I'll throw them in the oven here in a second, guys. Just want to kind of show you guys what those look like. Let me bring them up close here. Here's a couple. Again, I'm just gonna smash them a little bit, just like your normal cookies, and they'll expand out. So that's those. So now that we got that done, might be able to get one more out of here actually now that I think about it, but sit tight, we'll do that here in a couple minutes. No rush for that. So next we'll go ahead and make the cream real fast. I'll show you my batch I made earlier of the kind of the larger ones. And we made some like miniature ones too. So again, this is kind of experimenting a little bit before going live tonight. I usually like to make a batch first, at least with kind of the base, which is the cookie itself. That way I can show you guys the whole process instead of, doing this, waiting 15, 20 minutes and taking pictures and posting it. Just knock the whole thing out for you, which is kind of cool. So
Oh, they look so good.
here's kind of the mini ones we baked earlier. So we got that. So it's almost like a little Snickerdoodle fat bomb, but it's just really just a basic cookie, to be honest with you. No cream cheese or anything like that in there. And here is the regular Snickerdoodle cookies I made earlier. So we're going to use these as kind of the sandwich to put the cream in the middle of. Like I said, with this specific batch, I ended up using the Swerve granular version with this one. So it was a little weird kind of putting it in there. So it's like, why it looks like it's like broken up a little bit, I guess. But then also using coconut flour as well, which is super, I guess compared to almond flour, kind of lighter. So kind of got that going on. So next time I make these, I'll probably either do like half and half of the flour or do all almond, all coconut. Again, who knows? Good thing about doing this stuff is 9 times out of 10, I think everything I ever make tastes great. I haven't come across something yet that doesn't taste great. Which is funny because Jenny tonight was saying, you know, don't go Facebook Live tonight. We're wrapping up our fast. I don't want to be tempted with all the food. Well, here it is. And then she asked me to make something nasty. And I said, well, I really don't know how to do that. I'm sorry, Jenny. So.
Well, I just took a nap and I just woke up, so does that mean I can eat?
No, you can't eat yet. All right. So we're going to do the cream filling real quick. We're going to start with, this actually truly does call for a cup of the Swerve Confectioner's sugar. So we're going to do that. Again, the first one calls for granular, but actually for the filling, it does call for the Swerve Confectioner, so we're going to use that. All right, let's see here. Got a cup. And do a teaspoon of vanilla. That one's empty. It's funny, I got back home to go live to do this again, and I was all out of vanilla.
Kathleen's asking if you have a page or something that has more videos on it.
Just check out my normal page. I'm looking at putting together a page full of just nothing but straight cooking videos, with also the recipes attached. I mean, everything I do, guys, by the way, the recipe's always in the comment section. I don't leave you guys hanging, so. Or having to search for it. I know my last month fast I came out of, because I do a fast once a month. I had like eggs, bacon, had my overnight oats, and then I had a chocolate zucchini muffin, which is phenomenal. I've had about 100,000 people ask for the recipe for it. I'm not responsible for it. I keep telling you guys that. Jenny is. She's the one hoarding it from you guys. So you guys can, put in the comments,
You're
hey Jenny.
making me sound like a monster.
Because you are. You guys can say, hey Jenny, leave us the ingredients and the whatever else for the chocolate zucchini muffin, because it was absolutely delicious, by the way, might I add. All right, so tee up this other thing of butter real quick. And by the way, so with the filling for this, it actually calls for 2 tablespoons of milk. So I'm actually going to use this stuff. I just found this probably about a week and a half ago. Jackie, it's 60-hour fast. We start Sunday night. We'll wrap it up Wednesday morning. But so I just got this, and this stuff is phenomenal. Actually, so with the overnight oats, the ingredient list calls for coconut milk. So the last time I made them, I did half coconut milk and half with this, and this stuff is great. So I'm actually going to use this tonight and also coconut milk to do the overnight oats once I wrap up this live with you guys. So, all right, let's get this butter in here. Stir it up first and make sure everything's good with it. Looks like it. By the way, the butter I use, probably most of you are probably super familiar with it. Kerrygold. It's kind of a staple in the keto community, I guess you could say. All right, and then we're gonna do 2 tablespoons of a milk of your choice. Like I said, I'm using the Califia Farms, I guess it's pronounced. I don't know, I'm not too sure. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. It's a coconut almond milk blend. So, like I said, this stuff tastes great. You can drink it just right out of this. I actually tried that last week. It was pretty good. I actually drank it with my blueberry lemon loaf cake or whatever I made last week. So, I'm gonna do 2 tablespoons of this. All right.
Are you gonna put those cookies in the oven?
Yes, I'm gonna put them. I gotta smash them down first. You're asking about them, knowing you can't have any until tomorrow.
I'm going back to sleep.
All right, so we are going to whisk these guys up here. So give it a second, guys. It's gonna get a little loud, but. Smells pretty good. I'm just curious if I should let it like harden a little bit in the refrigerator, or maybe throw a little heavy whipping cream in there. But it looks good, it smells good. So I'm gonna let that harden a little bit, guys. I think I'm gonna add some heavy whipping cream to it to make it rise a little bit. And make it a little bit lighter too, because it's actually really thick right now. So I'm gonna do that. Once I knock that out, guys, I will put some pictures up. As soon as I wrap this up, I will get the ingredient list up for you. I'll attach the website where I found it. And again, like I said, I adjusted in the beginning for the cookies themselves. I did the granular version of Swerve, the first batch, which is these guys right here. And then for the second ones, I did the confectioner Swerve, which actually is the dough itself is actually, the consistency is much better. It's actually holding well compared to where the first ones kind of were breaking apart a little bit. So other than that, guys, that's all I got for you tonight. I will be back next week with another phenomenal dessert, because that's how I roll. Thank you, guys. Have a great night. Have a great weekend. Bye.